Hello primates, welcome to the zoo. What, you might ask, does a concept designed as an ecological model have to do with a hypothetical, tangible resource, currency-based economic system? Everything. Equally, you may ask, what does a hypothetical economic paradigm have to do with a hypothetical citizen-level renewable energy cooperative paradigm? Again, it could be everything. The world's consideration of a pneumatic supergrid idea does not absolutely hinge on a sphere of influence economy or vice versa. But they're both still coming out of this noggin as symbiotically matched interactive meme proposals. And with so little feedback, they are likely to remain works in progress for some time to come. I will continue to suggest that they can be separated because there will be those who cannot swallow the heresy of both. The outline of the mechanics of the original concept are in my video, Key Human Concerns 3, link in the info bar. You may wish to watch it first with a sketch pad and pencil to better grok what I'm going to talk about a little later here. And if you have not seen the prior 3 videos of the PJ series, all 4 and now 5 videos are in my playlist Conceiving a Panacea, link in the info bar. As I glossed over in a prior video, a person's accessible economic value could be redefined in terms of true energy cost and assets polarized by what I call a green value and a black value. The motivation for this is not only to provide a means of defining tangible resources as a basis for economy, but as provision of a means of completely inverting paradigm of how people live now. If you don't want to hear me preach my heresy, click away or fast forward. All of today's economic paradigms are based on Abrahamic debt-based memes that are fanatically anthropocentric extremist delusions. What is rewarded are indoctrinated forms of narcissism, ignorance, bigotry, violence, hubris, apathy, and the ultimate arrogance of enviro-hate. The single worst concept man has ever invented is the idea that we are not flesh and blood animals who are part of the web of life that created us. But we do deny our essence because the momentum of society has demanded it. Whether we like it or not, every human alive that is not living hand-to-mouth somewhere out in an isolated jungle is constantly, unintentionally worshiping the currency system conceptually laid down 10,000 plus years ago. In simplified terms, the paradigm states, manipulate your collective into stripping a territory of every possible asset in order to breed a collective large enough to genetically survive the violent destruction and assimilation of any nearby collective that has not already stripped their own territory barren, and then repeat the process. Every place on Earth where humanity has exploded in population started out lush, rich, diverse, and green, and is now empty, dead, barren, a desert wasteland. Coincidence? If you, a secular person, believe that you are not worshiping this paradigm, prove it. Sign away your citizen status, give away everything you own, say goodbye forever to everyone you know, strip naked and walk out into the wilderness and try to survive without any human contact or interaction at all. I've tried it. Believe me, the experience promptly gives you an attitude adjustment. But hey, was this an economic video or some tree-hugging monologue? Yes, it is. Both. You who are unfamiliar with my work will not understand that this concept is created intentionally to not defy the zeroth law. By no action or inaction within their ability should any sentient knowingly cause or allow harm to come to humanity as a whole. Intentional or ignorance caused extensive, irreparable damage to our only home and to its diversity of life should not be tolerated. Humanity's societies are our evolutionary adaptation, slowly composited to feed our physical adaptation of our anthrocensual addiction. We are not going to be able to change what we are quickly, even if we were willing. But in order to prevent a headlong rush to extinction, from becoming inevitable, we must adapt our adaptation, cease our manic environmental rape, and correct our obsessive societal fear and worship of death. If you've watched Key Human Concerns 3 and the prior videos in this series, you should be able to visualize the economic sphere, which should have a couple of differences. One of those is that a second mobile center point is added, its location indicating an average of the point cloud value. Another difference is that the sphere is polarized in a green to black bias. There are other factors strongly involved that can be identified in color-coded generalities, but let's clear up the polar bias first. The hypothetical position of the mobile center point that would represent a greatest wealth ratio would be halfway out on the green polar radius line. The points cloud would be a smallish cone centered on the green pole. There, most purchases would be tax-free. The purchasing power of a penny would be more like $1,000. At the other extreme would be a smallish cone centered on the black pole radius line. The mobile point would be halfway to the black pole. These energy credits would originate from sources that require extreme mitigation in order to be used. Mitigation value is the source of taxation and is further defined by infrastructure use, primarily of the abusive types. Here, the value is reversed, and $1,000 of black energy has the purchasing power of a penny. I'm just throwing these numbers out here for an example. 10,000 to 1 ratio for these wealth values may be nowhere near enough. 1 billion to 1 may be more right. I don't know. As for other colors, blue may represent one's pay for a kind of labor that is not green energy producing directly, yet is green energy neutral, like a service job. Red may represent a commercial history of violence inflicting harm on others or self, such as a tendency to eat more meat, avoid preventative medical care, and general good health. As these require mitigation and infrastructure, such may be black neutral, requiring that more tax be taken from the purchasing power average and systematically allocated. A resource and positive credit economic system that encourages ecological and societal responsibilities is a form of legislated morality, but certainly no more so than how we live now. In fact, many protective laws will fade into memory as the economic incentives of a sphere of influence evaluation system will make them unnecessary. Enjoy your life. The only thing not borrowed from those yet to be.